material. Sarah and I just recorded a show. It'll be out next week. Sarah brought this up because the rumors of Craig and Paige breaking up keep resurfacing. And Sarah was really like, I mean, these two don't have a chance. Shockingly, negative me, said, no, again, the Lisas, Vanderpump, and Rinna, those are the ones I'll be shocked if they break up with Harry and Ken. I would not be shocked if Craig and Paige break up, but I actually kind of ship this. Are kids still saying that? This couple, I see it. I see them working. So I think Craig we'll talk about this with Sarah a little bit, but I think Craig is just used to women throwing themselves at him. I mean, he has a successful business. He's attractive. And I mean, you're also a reality TV star. Let's just break the fourth wall. I think Craig loves that Paige doesn't give a fuck. I mean, if people want to end up with someone that they feel is a challenge, I think they're really well suited. He's pulling back to be a dad, to show Paige that he's dad and husband material. That's serious. Speaking of which, Madison LeCroy was on Watch What Happens, and they played their typical games. One of the games was who's the most addicted to fame. She said Shep and Austen. Then they were and this is out of all the people on the show, not just the guys. Then another question they asked, well, this I think is just for the guys, who has the most Peter Pan syndrome? She says Shep and Austen also. Then Andy said who has the biggest dick, based on the rumors or whatever. And she said Craig. And Andy was like, really, girl? And she said, well, that's what the rumors are. And then he's like, you had friends that slept with Craig. Really funny, but I guess Craig has a big dick. So Johnny, Jay, and Craig. So ladies and gay guys out there, if you want to get with someone with a big dick, go on Bravo. Go after Craig or go after Johnny J. What did you think of this past week of Salt Lake? Did you guys like that? We did our full breakdown yesterday, Beverly Hills recap. But what did you think of Salt Lake? Two things. I loved Mary snooping around and trying to look in the window, and she was late to Meredith's bat mitzvah. And I do kind of love, sorry, I created more problems between you, Meredith, and Angie by having Sean on the podcast. Thanks to Shed Media for including Behind the Velvet Robe on this season. I love, just from a pure entertainment point of view, I love that Meredith threw Angie out of the bat mitzvah. I actually really like Angie. And also Meredith will probably never fucking speak to me again after I asked a question about is she using Brooks for clout in the gay community or whatever the fuck I said. I truly don't remember what that podcast said, even though it was used on the show, because no, I did not go back and listen to my own voice. Thank you very much. No thanks. But thank you all for listening. I love you guys for that. So I love that Meredith tossed Angie out. Angie has spoken out and is just like, how embarrassing. I was on my best behavior. I went there. I was nice to her mother. I was nice to her family. I was nice to the mother. I was nice to the family. The whole point of a bat mitzvah is to really be on your best behavior. I was praying. I'm not Jewish, but I was there in the temple. And then, to call me there and throw me out, she's like totally fucking embarrassing. I think it is interesting that Meredith, just from a pure TV point of view, and Meredith said, you slut shame women. You were basically talking about Brittany Bateman, who is dating the Osmond off and on. And she said, I don't like that you slut shame women. And Lisa Barlow, we have learned, was very upset, very, very upset. Said that this was the last straw for Meredith, that, the slut shaming. And Lisa also said, Mary said that, and I'm going to be covering this scene with Robert Jr., even though the moment is past. I think it's such an important message. The moment really never passes. We're going to have someone on the podcast that this is kind of in their wheelhouse to discuss this, but who's more of an expert than I am with addiction issues, although I have something to say, but it is someone that has has a lot of experience, unlike me. So that is that. But we learned that Lisa Barlow is the only person from her cast that has not reached out to Mary after this scene with Robert Jr. I'm Team Mary on this one. You should have reached out, Lisa. It's kind of like, although, like there are people in my past I don't speak to that used to be friends that if someone passed away in their life, I don't think I would reach out, or if they had like some crazy issue like this. The difference is your current castmates. So whether you're going through something, I still think you should reach out. Apparently, everyone reached out to Mary except Lisa, and that includes Meredith. So, but I am loving this season of Salt Lake. I think it's possibly, to me, one of the best franchises on. I'm still liking Potomac this season. I love Beverly Hills. I'm biased. I fucking love how rich Tilly is. She's been in the Chucky movies since the 80s. She's had the Simpson money. She's finally revealed that that's coming in from the 80s. Sam Simon, her ex who passed away, did not have children. This one is rich. Her and Sutton, now we know why. They're just jetting off and living their life. And that is just forever money. And I love someone with forever money. I can't help it. I love it. So I'm loving that. Angie also said that she should sell her house to Bronwyn, that Todd came to look at it. But Angie and Bronwyn have some they got some issues this week. Jeff Lewis, Brynn called Jeff Lewis a pig. So Jeff is clapping back. Jeff is like, listen, first of all, I never really said anything bad about Brynn. I just said, like, I think her whole shtick, she puts it on. She's not acting like an adult. She's acting like, a horny, sex-crazed teenager. And I stand by all that. And by the way, the audience is turning on Brynn. So Brynn was on Watch What Happened. She brought it up. Kathy said, oh, I like Jeff Lewis. Brynn said, really? You shouldn't. He talks about your sister. Kathy's face turned white. She said, which one? It's your sister, Kyle. He sends her a lot of orchid. He's known Kyle forever. They're not like in a feud. But Jeff said, look, the audience is starting to turn on you. She called Jeff a pig and said, you're desperate to get on our show and you want to be a housewife yourself. Jeff did point out, hey, you know what? Women, man, could you imagine if I called anyone a pig? There would be major backlash, which I agree with that. I mean, especially if we called a woman a pig, but really anyone. He's like, there be major backlash. And just imagine that. That's why I have a problem with what she said. And it also wasn't a smart response. I mean, I literally am saying that she has the shtick and she acts like a sex-crazed teenager, which I kind of agree with. I think most of you agree with that too. And Kelly Bensimon, Miss Bensimon, was a guest. Kelly says that her scenes in RHONY were like iconic, like top reality TV moments in history. She compares her scenes in RHONY to Jessica Simpson's Chicken of the Sea, a tuna fish brand, and I thought this was tuna, not chicken. So Kelly is really feeling herself because that was one of the most iconic moments. Mind you, Go to Sleep and the jelly beans from Scary Island is pretty up there. And Kelly says, but she gives herself a lot of credit, and Kelly